All right. Good morning, everybody. This is Monday, December 19th, 2022. This is our special city council meeting. We have shifted from our normal scheduled time on Tuesday evening to today because we have councilors that are going to be unable to attend, and we want to make sure we have a quorum. We also have issues that we have to pass before the end of the year, so that's why we're calling this special meeting. And if you wouldn't mind, we'll go ahead and get started with roll call.
Dave Frank.
Present.
Barbara Bynum.
Present.
Doug Glassbell.
Present.
J. David Reed.
Present.
Ed Ulibarri.
Here.
All city councilors are present.
Thank you. And we're going to jump right into our work items. We don't have any members of the public present to make public comments, so we're just going to skip right to our item number 3, Ordinance 2606 on second reading. City Council consideration of Ordinance 2606 on second reading, an ordinance of the City of Montrose, Colorado, amending Ordinance number 2567, which appropriated funds for the defraying of expenses and liabilities of the City of Montrose, Colorado during the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2022. Said expenditures of the City of Montrose over and above those anticipated at the time of adoption of the original budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1, 2022. And this was going to be handled by Assistant Finance Director Eric Haynes.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, Mr. Mayor, City Council. Ordinance 2606 is before you this morning on second reading. It supplements, as you said, Ordinance 2567, and there have been no changes since the first reading earlier this month. Do you have any questions?
Thank you. Are there any questions from council? And just for clarification, this is a normal housekeeping item. We do this every year because we can't anticipate unexpected projects, quite obviously. So this is just amending the process to make sure we cover those for auditing processes, to make sure we're transparent in all our bookkeeping.
Correct.
Is there any public comment? And I don't see any members of the public here. We accept public comment in person for these. And I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we adopt Ordinance 2606 on second reading as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the motion? Then we would do a roll call vote.
Dave Frank.
Yes?
Barbara Bynum.
Yes.
Doug Glassbell.
Yes.
J. David Reed.
Yes.
Ed Ulibarri.
Yes.
We have a unanimous vote.
Thank you. Thank you, Eric. And moving on to our next item is Recyclable Material Facility Contract Award Recommendation. City Council consideration of the award of a contract with Waste Management for the service of a recyclable materials facility. This is Public Works Manager Jim Scheid.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. This is for our recyclable material facility, which is where we take our recyclable material to. So the city collects our own single stream curbside recycling, and we deliver it to this facility. Our contract is actually just due to expire, and this is our third year. That's why we issued this as an RFP for open bid to see if there's anybody interested. We only received one bid from Waste Management, which is fairly normal. They are one of the main providers in the area. They do a great job for us, so we're lucky to have their bid. There are some changes with this contract, not too unexpected. One of them is no longer accepting types 3 and 7 plastics. That's not a Waste Management decision. That's actually just that there's no market for it, so those plastics are not being recycled. It's a little bit complicated for us because they will be counted as contamination in our stream. So we'll be putting out press releases and some notification to the public about trying to be careful what types of plastic to put in their single stream, and knowing that not everything that's plastic is recyclable. So we'll work on getting some education about that. Yeah.
Before you get past that, what is class 3s?
Yeah, 3.
Plastic? Just an example
Go
or
ahead.
two?
Yep.
I just was looking up. 3 is the polyvinyl chloride, for example, trays for sweets, fruit, plastic packaging, bubble foil, and food foils to wrap the food stuff. And 7 was the other one, is other plastics, including acrylic, polycarbonate, polyactic fibers, nylon, and fiberglass.
Thank you.
I was like thinking number ones and twos are the highest value in in the recyclable world, and those are milk jugs and like a Tide bottle, something that's not clear. So those are ones and twos are the most valuable, and those are the ones that are most desirable in the market. Everything beyond that is there are markets for fours and fives, but actually this time their market value is negative, so actually we would get charged an additional charge for those, even though they are recyclable. But ones and twos are definitely the ones that have value.
So when we talk about educating the public, would it be easier just to focus on what ones and twos are and say, this is all we want?
That's exactly where we were going with it, is that these are the items that you should put in, and rather than focusing on the numbers, because it is kind of confusing what a number 4 is, so,
How clean do the people need to make it? I mean, it says that we'd like people to rinse out
yeah.
Tide bottles and
Yep.
such. How clean do we need to have people getting?
Rinsed out is fine, they don't, they don't need to be peeling off labels and things like that, but rinsed is acceptable. So as far as the rates, 103.93 per ton was the bid from Waste Management for recyclable material. That is about what we expected, as far as it's about an 8% increase from this year's rate, and through CPI, we expected to see about this much of an increase in our recyclable rates. There is a fee in addition to that, depending on the market. So we get a rebate from Waste Management. So when recyclable materials are high in the market, actually earlier this year they were very high, and we get a rebate back from Waste Management based on how much the value of our recyclable materials were. Right now, the market is down, and so we'll actually see an additional fee in addition to our tipping fee for the recyclable materials, because the market is not good right now. Waste Management does this to be sustainable through the market. If it's high, we get some back, and when it's low, I guess we're helping them through that so that they can continue to accept recyclable materials even when the market is bad. And so it's us basically splitting the cost of that poor market value. And overall, we're expecting about 800 tons. We usually between 750 and 800 tons per year that we collect in recyclable material. Should put us just over $80,000 on the year for this contract.
Jim, could you explain a little bit for the public when we talk about contaminants in our recycle stream, what that means? Like pizza boxes with oils from the pizza are not acceptable?
Correct.
And we get tagged for that and get charged extra for that?
Yeah. So basically anything that's not recyclable. So it could be plastic bags, it could be small pieces of paper, anything that does not meet the standards for the recyclable material, anything is thrown into the contamination list. So in this case now, 3s and 7s, glass, things like that will count as a contaminant. And then of course we pay a fee for that as well. If we have over 10% of our stream is not recyclable, then we pay an additional fee for that too. So we gotta be really careful to keep that as low as possible.
Although glass is still recyclable if you take it out to the recycling center out on 6450, or
That's right.
6400 road.
6450. Yep.
6450.
Yep.
Okay. That's right.
And once again, what are we going to be doing to educate our citizens on what they should do for recyclables, because they were the ones that pushed the recyclable collection years ago, and so I just want to make sure that we all know what is and what isn't recyclable.
Yeah, we will. We do actually send out social media posts, press releases about recycling quite often. But here coming up soon, we'll focus a lot on what to keep out, what to put in, and I think we were thinking the same thing Barbara had mentioned about trying to focus on what they can recognize and not really go to the numbers, because honestly it is confusing. What's a number 7?
You
But
have to look at the little
yeah,
logo
but if
on
they
the
know
bottom.
a milk jug and a orange juice bottle, those are a little more easy to identify. So we're going to focus on that, but we'll see it come out in press release and social media posts.
Thank
Will
you.
we also be doing that in the newsletter that we send out with our water bill?
Yes.
So the citizens that when they receive their their utility bill. They also have that newsletter that's mailed to them once a month or once a quarter.
Yeah,
we would-
the recycle guide comes out once a year. We put it out with the calendar. They should get it right here at the beginning of the year. I believe it goes out in January. So they'll see it with that. The recycle guide will be included in that. We do that one once a year.
Excellent. Are there any other questions from council? And again, we would accept public comment from anybody in the room, but there is no one here other than city staff. So I would entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we approve a contract with Waste Management for the service of a recyclable materials facility as presented.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion on the item? And we would take a roll call vote, please.
Dave Frank,
Yes.
Barbara Bynum,
Yes.
Doug Glassbell,
Yes.
J. David Reed,
yes,
Ed Uleberry.
Yes.
We have a unanimous vote.
Thank you. And that concludes all of our items. A couple of little business items for the public is this will be our last meeting in this room for approximately 3 months. We will be meeting for our regular city council meetings and our work sessions in the community room in our new public safety building. And is there anything else that anybody would like to say?
Yeah, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. I guess today's the beginning of Hanukkah, and I'd like to thank all of our citizens for participating.
Excellent. I'd also like to say happy holidays to everyone. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Kwanzaa, or whatever event you may celebrate. I just hope you have a joyful season. And with nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second?
We are adjourned. We will be reconvening at 10 o'clock. We would move the meeting forward, but we have other staff members that are having to attend, and our new citizens, or our new employees, I'm sorry. And we will be reconvening in about 45 minutes. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.